Hello everybody. Imagine a client comes over to one of these IT services companies and says that, hey, I need 4 members on my team, 2 front end, 1 back end, 1 DevOps guy, like in the next 1 week. If it's a pretty common skill set, then the resource management group can do some jugaad and they can get the resources in time. But if the skill set is slightly different, if the expectations are slightly different, and if the individuals with the same skill set are not available on bench, then what happens in the IT company? Think about it for 5 seconds and then type your answer in the comment section. Now, in this video, we'll talk through how this fulfillment kind of circus is played out in the IT world and what it means to you specifically. So let's get started with the most common and obvious scenario. The skill set that the client requires more often than not is very specific. They'll say, hey, I need this combination skill set, that combination skill set. Then the resource management group will say, I don't have anyone. So the client delivery lead on that particular client, they will say, let's go into the market and fulfill the demand. The client will of course say, I need the team running on the ground in the next 1 week. Now you tell me, is that possible? Typically, any employee has to serve a 60-day notice period, including in that particular company as well. If you are taking Wipro as an example, then Wipro itself asks employees to serve for 60-day notice period. Any other IT giant, similar. Now the problem is, the client won't wait for 60 days and the delivery lead will pass on the stress and will say to everybody that you need to have that sense of urgency so that we don't lose that project. And then the circus starts. They'll start reaching out to people, they'll start to do the interviews all in a rush with the least amount of importance given to quality or the skill itself. If those 3 or 4 words are appearing on a resume, then they'll pick up for the interview call. Nobody on the team already has that skills or expertise, so the interviews are done quickly and then they'll be brought onto the project. But unfortunately, there is that 60-day notice period, right? So what they will push for is for the candidate to be rolled on as a contractor. Yes, do remember it. If you are being asked by any IT services company to join quickly, and if you say you have to serve notice period, then they'll ask you to join as a contractor. It's a very risky move. To be very honest, I would not prefer to be going in as a contractor, because when you are going in as a contractor, one of the prerequisites is the company says you should at least send in that resignation and send us the screenshots or give us that proof that you have already submitted your resignation. And then you are serving 60 days, you can draw salary from both ends. Looks great. But the problem is, there is also very high likelihood that you might not be converted into full-time. Because if you remember, the emphasis was never on the skill set. You need not be the perfect match. They are just doing some jugaad at that moment so that they don't lose that project. So once you are onboarded on the project, the client might realize in 2-3 weeks or 2 months or 3 months that, hey, this person is not the right fit for the project. And what will this IT services company do? They'll quickly say, we are cancelling your contract, because there is no probation period as such. You might cry, the IT services company might say sorry, but end of the day, as an employee, will be losing out. So taking that contractual offer might sound very exciting because you are earning salary on both the fronts, but not a preferred option. Now, what is the other option that the resource management group will give? They will say to the client team or to the delivery head that we have a similar skill set individual, but not on the bench, but he or she is working on another project. Then once again, they'll do some jugaad and then they'll say that person is rolling off the current project and they'll join this new project. What happens to the employee who is making this transition? They'll say all the nice words, right? You will get to learn, you will be working on a new project, potentially some new domain expertise, new industry expertise, and also some more complicated technology utilization over here. So you will learn a lot of new things. Fair. But this is so sudden that you will build a lot of relationships over time with the client, and all of this is just cut down in a fraction of a second, because the ultimate motto is that the company doesn't want to lose the project. That's it. There ends the story. That is the bottom line for the company. Now, this entire circus to a large extent is run by the resource management group. Now you might say, hey, the resource management group should be doing a better job. They should be managing and they should be having the skill sets on the bench at any given point in time. But if you remember from the last few quarters, Infosys, TCS, Wipro, all of them have increased their utilization. For Infosys, 3 to 4 years back, it was 73-74%. Now it is close to 84%. So the utilization numbers are increasing, so the number of people on the bench are dropping down, and hence this is becoming a common problem across the board, and the contractual situation is becoming again more and more common. And the other issue that the resource management group is also trying to balance is the hiring of the freshers, because now there are not too many freshers that are being recruited by these big companies. If you just look at the recent statistics, 2 years back, Infosys had 60% of the people who had age less than 30, and in 2024 that number dropped down to 50%. 10% drop in less than 2 years. That is huge. So similarly, the RMG, the resource management group, is also juggling multiple balls, and they don't have a lot of freshers or young guys on the bench. So they are getting more and more experienced people, and their margins are also compressed. They are not able to make a lot of money on experienced folks. Of course, they have to pay more salaries. Resource management group is saying these as the struggles that they are facing. Compressed margins, not a lot of freshers, and high utilization, so they are not able to train employees on the upcoming skill sets. And all of this leading to, whether it's contractual work or whether it is shifting of employees without any concern with respect to the relationships, or if they are overburdened and shifted from one high intensity project to the other intensity project. Now, what do you do in this scenario? Make sure that, hey, if somebody is coming to you and offering you that contractual role, it is better to stay away, because only once you become an FTE, the company has an obligation to put you or stick you on the bench at least for that 3 to 6 month window. Without that, it's just all happening over one single email. I hope this makes sense to you. Do let me know if you have any questions, and let's continue the conversation about what are some of the issues that you have faced when you entered into a new project. Thank you guys. See you again in the next one. Bye bye.